Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cask 529. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Shona.
And tonight we're going to talk about 4 90 proof bourbons. Everything from Russell's 10 all the way down to Eagle Rare. Got some Buffalo Trace in the middle and some Weller Special Reserve. So, we had a guest stop by this evening and pour these.
And I don't know if you noticed, but that guest was nice enough to pour me 1 ounce samples instead of your 1.5 ounce samples.
Oh, the 1.5 ounce samples were a little hard on Shona the other night.
Yes, a little bit too much for me.
So I see I still got 1.5.
Yes, yes.
Well, that was nice of that individual to do that for us.
I thought so.
I hope that's enough that you can tell what you're drinking.
I'm sure it'll be plenty. Thank you.
So, of this lineup, I've got to be honest and say that we have never had Wellers.
No.
We've been to Buffalo Trace 3 times, I believe. Well, 1 complete weekend and then 2 additional stops.
We've been there several times.
Yeah.
Because we went every single day.
Yeah, probably 5 or 6 times we've actually been to the distillery. But we're guilty. Each time that we were there that they announced they were giving Weller, it was travel day and we went ahead and got out of line and headed home. So last weekend we had an opportunity to pick up both Weller Special Reserve and Weller Antique, and we picked them both up. That'll be another show. We haven't had the Antique either. We've had several bottles in and out and we haven't tried it. So we're going to try it this time. So we don't know what we're starting with, but like always, we're going to just start on A and kind of compare what we think. And
yeah. See, when we did the 100 proof, I thought that was very interesting because we're tasting all bourbons in the same
proof range. Yeah.
And so when I was looking at out of our selection, and I seen that we actually have, I think, 6 90 proofs. One of the other 90 proofs I know for sure is 90 is your Bullet Orange, but I feel like we have that too often. So, and I wasn't going to see if you could pick it again.
No, I lucked out last time.
So this gives me an example because I know that you've had Eagle Rare several times. I have not. I know I've had it at least once, but not, on multiple occasions.
Maybe just a taste of mine, though. I don't think you've ever had a pour of it.
No, I don't. I don't think I have. And so, I guess I can find out tonight if it's really worth standing in line for with you. And I guess that goes for the Weller too. So we'll see.
Yeah, maybe after tonight, maybe we'll stand in line for it.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it though, because the State Street Market has it in stock right now.
Yeah, it's been dropped for 2 weeks in a row here locally, and I believe it's still in stock at both stores that it was dropped at. So
it might not be now, but it was earlier.
And that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's not a good sign.
All right, we'll start with the first one.
Going to start with A.
And you know what? I forgot to letter these before
so I
she
can't
poured
move
those. Yeah. So sorry about that. You want me to mark them real quick?
Nope.
I'm getting a nice sweetness.
I was going to say maple. I'm getting like a maple syrup on the nose. I'm not getting any heat at all.
Very sweet.
Very sweet. Caramel.
Most definitely. And I was actually going to say that's what I smelled, but then you said maple syrup, and I was trying to change my mind, but I was really sticking with caramel.
So I did get a little bit of oak, but just not really more than a hint. I didn't get.
It's very sweet, very smooth. I do get some of the char from the barrel. It leaves a nice lasting flavor.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is good. Now, if we just knew which one it was.
Right.
You ready to go into the next one?
We'll go on with B.
You know, the first time we had Russell's was down at Wild Turkey. In that old chocolate-covered cherry old-fashioned.
That's right.
And it was one of the most delicious bourbons and cocktail.
Cocktail was phenomenal.
Yes.
And then when we did finally have a pour of the Russells, we enjoyed it.
It's one good way to get me to buy a bourbon. One, you have a pretty bottle, or two, you make me a fabulous cocktail with it. And I'm buying that bottle.
Anxious to see what you think of that. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. And it's not like bourbon water. It just seems to be, it's just got kind of a monotone flavor all the way through it.
You're right. There's not a lot of flavors popping in my mouth. The one that's overwhelming.
It's good. It's a good flavor that's there. It's just not, my opinion.
There's not much on the nose.
No. And I know they're 90s, but
Right, but this one had all kinds.
I expected a little more.
You see, this is what this shows me. You know, as I'm learning this process. The other day, I forget which one we were doing, but we said, oh, it's because it's a lower proof. Because it was kind of tastes like the watered down bourbon, right?
Right.
Where the other ones were a little bit higher proof. They had more taste, more, you know.
Yep.
Well, these are all 90 proof. This one had all kinds of flavor and a really satisfying taste, you know.
Right, and here you've got another 90 proof.
And it's
it's night and day difference.
It's just okay.
Yep.
It's just.
I agree.
Like.
It's not bad.
No.
It's not a bad bourbon.
I think on the nose though, I am picking up some leathery, like leathery, leather smell. And I don't know if I'm smelling like, it's kind of like a grain of, I don't know if it's like a rye or.
Yeah, I think rye. I think there's rye there. Is there mash bill on these?
I did not see the mash bill, and to be honest, I didn't have time to look those up tonight.
Just thought there might be one on there. Okay.
Well, out of A and B, A's number one at the moment.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards A for sure. I wouldn't dump B out. But if you gave me those two samples to try before you poured me something, I'd definitely go with A.
Yep.
But we come back through and it opens up a little more, maybe it'll be different.
Maybe.
Let's try C.
Nice sweetness.
I still don't get any heat.
Okay, second smell, fingernail polish remover is what I smelled. I'm sorry, that is what I smelled. I'm like, cool.
You sure you want to drink it?
I don't know.
I would equate that to B. A little sweetness. Not a lot going on with oak for me.
I don't know what fingernail polish tastes like. Fingernail polish remover, what it tastes like. But I'd have to say this is worse than B.
Think so.
Well, it's just my opinion.
No, I'm just trying it again.
Still that. Yep.
So, I don't know when you were a kid
I don't think I could
if you
taste
ever
that one
siphoned
again.
gasoline.
Well, it's not. I
But,
didn't make a habit of it. No.
Well, when I was a kid, we always siphoned gas for our motorcycles, and of course, you know, I'm sure Dad knew, but anyway, that puts me in mind of that.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not sure if you ever wore fingernail polish and you were removing it, you would see what I was saying too, though.
Perhaps
Yeah.
not something I've ever done.
No. No. So that one right now is in complete last place.
That's your D right now.
Yes. Oh. But like you said, I'll stay positive. Maybe in the next go around it'll open up and be better.
It might.
I'm praying that's not your Eagle Rare because I know you really like it.
I don't think it is.
And I'm
never
really praying
know.
it's not Russell's Reserve because I really like it.
I want to guess A was Russell's so far.
Honestly, if I were guessing, I would say A was Russell's, but I don't know.
Although I feel like I remember Russell's having a little more going on with the spice than what that had. But
I'm going to be devastated if it's C because I don't remember it tasting like
well,
that.
that's what happened to your Woodford one night.
No, I said it was good. It just burnt my eyes really bad. This one has a good smell.
I'm not for sure which is which, but I think A and D are going to end up being Russell's and Eagle Rare. This had the spice on the palate.
Definitely has spice. This one also, I can taste the leather.
See, I don't get the leather. I never chewed on leather though, so.
Well, let me get you some to chew on.
I just can't pick that taste out, the leather.
And you can't really smell, so I'm shocked how you could smell maple syrup on something.
I think it was more that it was just
Sweet.
It was just kind of a sweet. It didn't have that in your face oak char.
So I smelled caramel on that one. So
On this one or on A?
on A,
On A.
but I smell leather.
Well,
on
I
this
think
one.
A was when I said I tasted that.
Yes, it is. It's a very nice, smooth bourbon.
With all the right,
It's very good.
what it does to me is it actually makes my mouth water.
Wanting more?
When you crave something. I get that with that one.
I'm not ready to say it's beating A though. I got to taste A again, but it's definitely beating B and C.
B and C are your low two. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say B's number 3 and C's number 4.
Have to try them again.
In fact,
But I would say for you, D at this point is probably your number 1,
well, I don't know. I got to go back to number 1.
based on what we know so far.
I'd say C is probably number like 100. it's
Well, fortunately, we only had 4.
no. We have some brush out there that needs lit on fire.
You think that'll do it?
It might do it. So I think you're right. I think D will be my number 1, and then everything else will just move down.
And I see that for you because D's got more heat. And I feel like you desire that heat a little more than I do. I think D would be my number 2. And A would be my number 1. And then like you, these would just slide down 1. So basically, we're just reversing our first 2, I think. I'm going to try them all again.
I'm not torturing myself again
Well,
to see.
B and C might be different. You
Okay.
don't know.
Well, I'll let you try it and you tell me.
Guys, you'll be interested to know that we don't have details worked out yet, but we're working on trying to come up with maybe a giveaway
Yep.
as we move forward in the near future. We're working on some logistics, some details of that. We're new to YouTube, so we're learning how everything's going to work, but and I don't know what it'll be yet, but we are looking at doing a giveaway here sometime in the near future.
Yeah, we got to find a special bottle.
Right.
I'm not sure what it'll be, but hopefully we'll find one soon. And we'll probably I would like to give, because we're not ready yet to do a live, I don't feel. I'd like to save the live for when the basement bar is done. So
That's something also that's going to be coming is we do woodworking, some renovation work. We're going to actually finish our basement and build a bar. So if you guys would like to see some clips of that along the way, hit us in the comments and let us know that that's something you'd like to see on the show. You know, maybe not the whole show, but we'll just a few minutes show you an update on what we've got done.
So I think what we're going to try to do is do like a couple week long contest, like 2 week long contest. Like we'll introduce what the giveaway is during near the end of a show. It'll be in the title so everybody will know. And then we'll set the date and then we'll do a show on that date and do the drawing at the end. More to come on that. Hopefully we can have that all worked out by this coming weekend. To make the announcement. Just depends on if Ohio has any good allocated drops this week.
There's some exciting stuff coming. We don't know what'll be available for sure, but there is some stuff coming to Ohio supposedly this week, whether it'll be in our market or not. But we're watching. I'm going to start actively looking tomorrow. That was just announced today, I believe.
Yeah, and if not this week, we'll try for next week. We just got to I mean, we want to give away a special bottle, an
Yeah.
allocated, hard to find bottle.
And I also would like to see a few more subscribers before we do that. So we'll see how it all comes together, but we're definitely going to do something. We're working on it. Like Shona said, exactly what the bottle will be. We're working on that. How we're going to do it, but it's coming.
Yep. So how'd C do for you the
Okay,
second time
so
around?
C is still going to be the end of the line.
Yeah? Did you
I'm
still
actually
get the-
going to squeeze B for me in between A and D. So I'm going to put this down here. This would go down here.
Yep.
So
So
A,
this one
B.
actually moved down one.
Yes.
All right.
B was really nice the second time
Second time
around
around? Well,
for me.
let me taste it again.
Don't let me talk you into it.
But this one's still gasoline?
Yeah, that's still not.
Fingernail polish remover?
I hope it's not Eagle Rare. And if it is, we could do another tasting tomorrow and it could come out on top. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, it's still going to be number 3 spot for me. It's
And
not that
that's-
it's bad, it's good.
No, you
But
just prefer
I
the
really
other.
like this one
Yeah.
and then this one.
Yep, and I get that. And I like this. But this is just a little bit, for me, a little bit too spicy. There may be times when I like that. Tonight, maybe it's because we were so hot yesterday. It's just not doing it for me tonight.
Okay, so get your little paper, and I'm sorry,
Okay.
it is a scrap paper again. I need to get like a little tablet for when I ask people to do this.
Well, when you're low budget like us.
So what,
okay.
I want to know what C is, because that's our worst one.
And it makes sense because I've had this before. That is Buffalo Trace.
So
that is not.
That is
now
our
that is a great
number-
mixer. We've had it as a mixer, and it's a great mixer.
and Buffalo Trace is the cheapest, right? No, it's not. Weller is the cheapest.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace is $25.99,
In our market, Ohio.
and Weller,
So
which is actually your letter A,
it is A.
is $23.99.
So Weller is A, and you picked A.
I did. Well, you did. No, you
No,
didn't.
I didn't.
You reversed A and D.
Yeah. So
So that
Weller's
is
your
actually
number one.
that's actually my number one. Probably be going to get another bottle of that tomorrow.
yeah.
And it didn't score bad for you.
No, it's
It wasn't
number
your
2.
it wasn't your number one, but
It's number 2.
okay. So B, which I left where B goes,
Yes, you did.
is Russell's 10.
And I moved it
And
to
you
number
moved it
3.
down to 3,
Yep.
which means that
Eagle was my
Eagle
number
Rare
1.
is your number one, and it was going to be my 2, and at the last minute I moved it down to 3.
So good news is I will stand in line for Eagle Rare then.
You will, and I'll be right there with you, because we can't just get one. So that was interesting. Really.
You know what? This is why I wanted to do the same proof points, because I know any day I would have picked Russell's. Like if you just asked me which one of these I want.
If you knew what you were drinking, you'd have picked. We both probably would have picked Russell's.
Yes.
I might have picked Eagle Rare
Yeah.
because that's one of my favorites. It just didn't do well tonight.
Okay. So Eagle Rare's my number 1 pick if you're looking for a 90 proof. Unfortunately, it's allocated, so it's harder to get.
And Weller is Special Reserve is my number 1 pick, again, allocated. However, good news, if you go to Buffalo Trace, that's probably the easiest, that comes up more often than
It
anything,
does, yes.
is Weller Green Label.
Both of us still like, I chose Russell's as my second. You chose it as your third.
No, that's my
No?
second.
Oh, it's your second. It's
Yeah.
my third.
Yes,
Sorry about that, guys.
you moved it down.
Very good, very good.
And you can go into the store locally here.
And get it.
And it's on the shelf every day.
Yes. So I have to say, and I'm sorry, Sazerac Company and Buffalo Trace.
It didn't do well. And to me, that's not a surprise.
No, it's never done well.
The first time we had that, we were on vacation, and we actually just had it at the condo because we picked it up on our way down. We'd stopped at Buffalo Trace, and that was, well, you can get that every day at Buffalo Trace.
Great.
Anyway, I had a pour of it, and I had a few pours of it over the course of the week, primarily because it's all we had. But it would be a good mixer. For me, it's just not a pour. And I know a lot of guys that say it's not a bad pour.
I can tell you, I will probably never buy another bottle, or I hope that you never buy another bottle of that.
I think I'm in agreement with you on that. I mean, I'm not gonna dump it down the drain.
Oh no, well, I mean, we could use it for a mixer.
Yeah, we can make an old fashioned out of it.
Something, just,
But I don't have to have more of it. And the sad thing is, I think we have 2 more bottles of it.
yeah. But when you call it gasoline and I call it fingernail polish remover.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's-
It wasn't good for us.
So, Eagle and Weller's, and of course Russell's.
Yep. Yep. And this one was no surprise to us that
No.
it would rank up here.
Nope.
Eagle Rare, you actually had it higher than I did.
I'm shocked.
But that was a last minute thing for me, to be fair. I had it up, same
You had
place.
it in
I had
B.
it number 2.
Yep.
So I guess,
You know, I don't know if we shared the prices for all of these.
I don't believe we did actually.
However, so the Buffalo Trace is $25.99 in Ohio. The Weller is only $23.99
$23.99.
in Ohio, and that's your number one.
Yeah,
So,
that was
you
my
know what?
number one.
I love your taste because
'Cause it's
Weller
cheap.
$23.99, Bullet Orange Label $24.99.
Yeah, right.
I
Right.
wish I had your taste.
Never mind that stuff I've had at $250 and $500 that I
No.
thought was good.
No, because I know that you can settle for a $25 bottle. So don't even think about it.
So
We got Russell's at $42.99.
that's the most expensive that we had
came in
tonight.
third for me, and
Second for me.
I love those guys down at Wild Turkey. They are like the nicest, and so I
Oh,
will
yeah.
continue buying even though you came in third place because I love going there.
If you do the Bourbon Trail,
Yes.
do not pass up Wild Turkey.
Yeah. And I don't know how long their construction's going to be on their facility.
They're remodeling, so if you put the gift shop into your GPS, it's not going to take you to where the actual temporary gift shop is.
No.
It's close. It's right across the
it's
road
right in there.
from the factory, from the distillery. But it's cozy. I'm not sure what the building was years ago on the property, but
Yeah.
they've converted it into their temporary gift shop. And,
Nicest group of people ever.
Absolutely, they are.
Both times we've been there, it's been the same crowd, the same
And
people.
I actually saw on their Facebook page recently where Mr. Russell and his wife stopped into the gift shop and sat down and were signing autographs for people. So they made it sound like that's pretty regular to see them.
Yeah, it's great experience. We love going there. So Eagle Rare is only $39.99, and obviously my favorite 90 proof.
It was. And they are, like we said at the start of the show, they're all 90 proof.
Yep.
don't take our word for it on the Buffalo Trace. You know, if you can get your hands on it and you want to try it, try it.
Or if you want to stop by and you want to try it.
Yeah, if you're local and you want to try it.
Sounds like we have a few bottles, so I'll be happy to.
Swing by, we'll pour away.
Hey, maybe I found my giveaway. Joking. Joking.
You hear that, guys? She's going to give away what we don't like. So, for me, though, the big surprise of the night was the Weller Green Label, because literally I have avoided this bottle like the plague. Anytime, even locally on drop day, if that was the drop, I'd turn around and walk out of the store.
And you know what, honestly, at first when I tasted A and B, it was staying in A, like staying in first place. And so until I got to D, that's when it moved down.
Moved it up, yep. Yeah, that's a great pour, and I understand now why so many people get excited about it, because it is good.
Yep.
It's not that in your face burn, but there's great flavor action.
You know, and I'm sorry because did you see that this is actually the original weeded bourbon? So it's a weeder.
I did not.
What do they call that?
A weeder?
Yeah. So
wow.
Maybe we'll find you a couple more weeders to try with that.
It's been around since 1825. Weller has. Not necessarily the Special Reserve, but Weller, 1825.
Yeah.
That's a lot of history.
It is. All right.
I think that's all we've got for tonight. Definitely these three. Give them a try if you can. Don't shy away from the Buffalo Trace. I know a lot of guys that like it. And like Shona said, if you're local and you want to try it,
stop on by.
Give us a holler. Come on by.
And comment that you're stopping by.
So I think that's all we've got for tonight. If you could, guys, hit that subscribe button. We'd surely appreciate it. And the like button. And drop us a comment. Let us know if you want to see the bar when we start working on it, the basement. And soon, we'll be in a bar setting and out of the kitchen. So we're excited about that. And I say soon, before the end of the year, I hope.
Yeah, I'm excited to have the countertop back.
Yeah, I know. I would like to get it where it goes. So, guys, have a great night. And until next time, we'll see ya.
Thanks, everybody.